and doing great journalism in India. Look for instance from Northeast to Jammu Kashmir to like Maharashtra, any village. I am sure there in the entire state there are one good kick-ass story done by a good journalist which will stand on all parameters of the journalism. What we learned from the like our earlier generation, that journalism is not only about communicator, then we will become a typist, right? PM Modi is saying something, I will type it and I will give it to my readers. Am I a typist? No. But I am a communicator. My job is to inform the society A. But I feel that my job is also to create, so we should make the situation that people will think. We should create the situation where opinions will be created. Because in any democratic process, opinion making is the basic important thing.
Correct.
If anyone is thinking that we don't want opinions, I am strongly against that point. We need opinion, and all sort of opinions are welcome in democracy. That is the base of democracy. So journalism, yes, first you are doing it as a communicator to inform, then to opinion making, at some extent to influence. I don't support beef ban, and so because I still feel that there is livelihood involved, there is right to choice involved, and you can't blatantly ban beef just because under the name of culture. So I will do stories which will influence the opinion making on beef ban. Okay. Then I think we should do investigating stories which will give us lot of credibility, and we should go to the truth of the story. I think that we should look at in integral, like all overall this thing, not only communicator thing.
One thing which I would just like to insert into what she said, and it's actually I'm kind of a middle. I mean, she is, but the only thing,
most diplomatic person on this panel.
Well said.
No, there is one thing which I would definitely like to point out. What has been happening since last few years is that, yes, I mean, I totally agree that yes, you have to generate an opinion, but the opinion has to be backed with the solid facts, right? When you do a story against beef ban, it should not be a only story because I don't agree with beef ban. I mean, then you are a panelist, right? You have to support the story with some facts. I mean, why the beef ban is not right? I mean, why? I mean, there are 2 points on that. One is that fundamentally government cannot decide कि ये हमको ये खाना चाहिए कि नहीं खाना चाहिए, ये अलग बात हो गई. But at the same time, कितने लोगों का livelihood उस पर depend है, क्या है, all the other facts also. What is happening nowadays, most of the time, the kind of stories which are pushed on television, there are some channels, there are some people who push their agenda without presenting facts, just by making noise. I mean, you have a panel of 10 people, out of that one anchor who already is opinionated, then there are 3 people who are backing him, there is one person who is a puppet, who goes according to the anchor says, there is one person who is a villain in the whole panel, जिसको bash करना है, ये सबको पता होता है, and the whole orchestra is a 2-hour orchestra and people clap and people watch it for 1 hour. There is no fact. I mean, in the end of the whole conversation, we don't understand what have we actually taken out of that. We know that this person has been bashed. The next day you watch social media, what you see is basically, okay, अर्नब ने इसको किस तरीके से लताड़ा या फलाने को किस तरीके से कॉर्नर किया. Just see how Arnab slapped so and so guy. Those kind of posts we get, we never get a fact out of it. After a very long time on the demonetization, there were some factual interviews on television channels where people were presenting facts that okay, if the government is saying कि 50 दिन के बाद सब situation normal होने वाली है, तो वैसा क्यों नहीं हो सकता? That story was backed with the opinion, right? If we were challenging कि situation is bad in country, it's just not an opinion. If we think that okay, demonetization it's kind of a wrong move, why it is a wrong move? It was backed with the facts. If you support your opinion with the facts, then yes, you have a right to be an opinion maker. Otherwise, it's just a noise, and that is what is killing, and that is what is basically raising a question mark on the way media is functioning and the role of the media at this point of time. That's what I think.
Very nice example. We just witnessed a very vicious campaign in the United States, and we saw certain media outlets, big media outlets, taking open positions against Donald Trump. The Economist did it, the New York Times did it, and they said that we believe that this man is not good for our country, don't vote for him. It was a very strong, radical position taken by media houses as because media.
Huffington took a direct stand. I mean, despite being an editor, she directly wrote that, okay,
Yes.
I'm not going to vote for
Although
this.
eventually the result did not go in the opinion that they were trying to make. How do you look at those kind of media campaigns which are so vociferous about the political leanings?
You see, let me go back again
Yeah.
one by one. The issue is we are talking about journalism, and I'm facing this problem. I've got 20 people in my bureau. For example, I've got 1100 journalists all over the place. If each one of them decides to report the way she is talking, somebody says the beef ban is good, somebody says no, it's bad, somebody says nationalism. So there will be 20 bureau person writing 20 opinions. Is that report media? That I am using my platform to give my individual reporter who are supposed to report, give their views. That I must oppose it, somebody says, no, I must support it. That is not journalism according to me. Journalism means you have the viewpoint of view. You write an edited article, you have freedom to write if you are senior enough or your editor allows you. You cannot mix your news with your views because your views may not be accepted by anybody else. If you are talking about freedom of expression, your freedom of expression is equally important as somebody else's is. So if I allow everybody to express the freedom of expression, there will be chaos in my newspaper. The reader says, तुम्हारे उसने तो ये लिख राहुल ये लिख दिया. So there has to be fundamental views of editorial freedom in which you have to work within the beat system and you write what you want to write. That's another thing. Trump, for example, you raised the very question. In January 2016, I was the first Indian journalist to write in my newspaper that he was going to win. And I gave him review. I compared him with Modi and gave the article 1000 words, which what have you could write. And some liberals who wanted people who went from his channel all the way to America came back and wrote and gave big bhashan. He is going to lose and so is going to win. And I asked his editor, I am naming him. In one of the dinners he met me. He said, वो तो जीत जाएगी. मेरे को हारेगी भैया नहीं जीत सकती because you must meet the people who have no opinion. What is happening if I draw a conclusion, I meet the same kind of people. If you want to attack Modi through an economic perspective, I know Barkha Dutt will get hold of Amartya Sen. If I know if we want to support CNN, IBN, Modi, they will get Jagdish Bhagwati. You saw yesterday what happened. Suddenly out of Jagdish Bhagwati, he was my teacher, he has never come to India, he doesn't know what is happening. He is supporting monetization, calling Modi all sorts of things. And Amartya Sen is always the left, he was also my teacher. I know both of them. But they never spoke about it. So when I am coming to journalism, you must project them the way he is saying that you collect all the people, let them speak. Let them give their own opinion and let the reader or viewer who is watching there, he must make the point of view. Arnab Goswami, for example, I am giving an example because it's not there. I was called only once on Arnab Goswami show about 3-4 years ago. I went there was something related to me and something else, and I speak. After that I have never been called. Once again I was called. I am giving an example why. What is the media happening? The girl calls me, I was somewhere in Bhubaneswar somewhere. I came all the way to Delhi. She called me in the morning. I was taking later flight, I took her earlier flight. When I landed, she called me, this is the topic. What is your viewpoint on this? No, how can you ask in advance? I said, my viewpoint, how does it matter? Because I take a view only when I listen to others. Though I have a view, but I would not take the view, and I was dropped. NDTV, for example, 25 years there, they called me only once when I went to meet Lalit Modi as a person I paid for my own. So I thought, what is happening? And they were grading me on that. Opinion. He asked me, why did you go there? As a journalist, it's my duty to go anywhere else. I went on my fee, paid money. I paid my hotel. And I said what? That there is a perception in media that he was victim of the internal politics of
BCCI.
cricket board. That is what NDTV ran the show before that. That is what India Today ran. And I was being criminalized for that, saying the same thing what you guys are saying. So where is the freedom of expression? As I am saying, worry from us is that we are becoming the opinion maker because she claims, she openly, our job is to create the opinion. As a journalist, it's not my job to create the opinion. My job is to write opinion when I am not reporting. You must differentiate between opinion maker
So you
and
frankly believe that what New York Times did or what the Economist did
New
was
York
wrong.
Times, the editorial was right. That was their point of view. But as a reporting, they were doing the wrong reporting, which was incorrect. Like all Indian channels, all the famous liberal journalists in this country, they were reporting what they wanted to see. They did not report what was happening actually in America. It may be right, it may be wrong, that can be one point of view. Trump, I think, is not a good choice for America. But if he's winning, that is my job to report. Then you say, editorially, no, he is wrong because he can, he's not. Like Modi, people think you are declared criminal, you are declaring murderer, after that he won with a massive majority. There are different issues. So one should not, you have a right of freedom of expression as long as you are saying it is my view, it is not my news.
Okay, this is a very interesting point. New York Times economists got it wrong and got it horribly wrong.
Yeah.
And they were trying to create that public perception, public opinion throughout. Probably nobody listened. What should a media house do in that kind of way? Accept that we were wrong, that we are not in tune with the public
Yes.
sentiment,
Yeah,
we are not in tune with what the majority.
You blame
was
the
thinking.
voters after that. If the democratic verdict comes according to me, it is good. If it doesn't come according to me, it is bad. If judgment comes what I like, it is good. If it doesn't come, it's bad.
No, I
What
think-
should be the stand
I think
of the
what
media
happened
after
in
that?
Trump,
Yeah.
we must all aware of that. That same thing happened with India shining thing also.
Yeah, exactly.
Everybody was predicting, and I remember all the eminent editors like openly by heart apologize for doing that. Or everyone was thinking that, oh, India shining, what happened? Okay, so say all things happened. I want to correct myself if I have given wrong impression to Mr. Prabhu sir and audience. I have clearly said my last word was informer, to inform, educate, influence, opinion and investigate. I am not taking influence only in one without investigating. I am not here to just create opinion making. As Sahil said, I have said investigate. So with my facts correct, I am reporting my opinion, and not in every news. As I earlier mentioned, there are different news, there are different forms. The sad situation of this country, if we are reading good books, good magazines, you will understand a lot of things are written about current media. We will understand, see, right now we are discussing media, only TV channels we consider media. There are forms of online media, there are forms of hundreds of regional language, there are forms of fortnight, there are forms of weekly magazines, there are forms of different kind of media in this country. बहुसांस्कृतिक देश असं जो म्हणतो, we have forgotten it, and we, including the representative of media, the politicians, the IAS officer, the decision makers and some of the citizens, they think that okay, TV news channels are the media and are the final authority in media in this country. Sorry to say, that is not the case. Still print media is also dominant, is also influenced, is also read by readers, also read all the print papers, they also create opinion, they also write to us. We get hundreds of emails every day. Okay, so that is not the case. किसी को पता नहीं, everybody knows इंडियन एक्सप्रेस का एडिटर क्या है, उसने मोदी को क्या बोला. It was largely appreciated by all of the citizens in this country.
Okay.
In Ramnath Goenka Award. So I think we must, when we are saying media, we must talk about the larger picture and not only the section of media which is TV channel.
This is a very interesting thing, and you are handling Mumbai for Aaj Tak for so many years, and I want to ask you this question. Whenever we use this term called national media, it's always said that the national media is ultimately having a point of view restricted to the NCR.
Yeah.
And their point of view of national doesn't go beyond national capital region.
Yeah.
And you are in Mumbai. Have you ever felt that we who are working out of other metros or smaller locations are always considered as the second class journalists or second class citizens within an organizational setup, and if you are working in a capital city, if you are working in Delhi, you get far more exposure?
Yeah, no, I agree with that completely. I mean, I used to say sometimes in our edit meetings that people who born in Delhi, they think that they are born with a national perspective, and I mean, but I mean, I must give it to Times Now again. I mean, that is the only example I can think of, which is a national television channel, which ran out of, they ran the whole operations out of Mumbai, and despite that, they were completely successful. I mean, they were far away from the Luton circle of Delhi, and despite that, they were pretty successful. And yes, but that is definitely a case, and there sometimes creates a problem. That's why the regional forces always challenge the national media perspective on a particular story, because they think that their views, their understanding, the ground reality has not been considered. It's not been taken care of when the national news channels run a particular story. So, and that we have seen in the issue of Kashmir. We have seen it during what happened in Maharashtra, even recently when the Chennai was flooded. We saw that how much coverage the national channels could give. I mean, if it would have happened somewhere else, if it would have happened in Delhi or places surrounding Delhi, then the coverage would have been completely different. We saw it during even Anna Hazare agitation, because it was happening at Ramlila Maidan. Every editor was going there and thinking that there is a kranti happening across the country. But when Anna Hazare came to Mumbai, we saw what happened. So it's a high time that people should start thinking that Delhi is not the place which is country. I mean, there is far bigger country even outside Delhi as well, and the media should start changing the role. Having said that, again, I would like to add one more point. I mean, I am just thinking about it. I mean, the role of television media or even the print media is changing rapidly. I mean, the earlier people used to go to TV to check the breaking news, and which is no more a role of a television channel. Most of the times now, what we get breaking news is on our smartphones. I mean, we get breaking news on the social media. Maybe because of that also, the television is changing its whole narrative of a medium of giving news stories, but also the views. I mean, that's why there are so many, suddenly the surge of discussion programs and the debates and all that stuff has started increasing more, because the people are reading news somewhere else. People are getting content somewhere else, and they are coming to television channel to watch something else. And maybe because of that is also happening, which also have to be looked at. I mean, that is the practical thing which I am trying to say.
Yeah. So you are a perfect person to talk about this Delhi perspective of news and a non-Delhi perspective of news. Now you are completely focusing upon South and predominantly South. You have worked in Delhi, you have seen the Delhi perspective. How do you differentiate the whole style of looking at this nation from the Delhi and a non-Delhi perspective?
You see, we consider a national paper published from South. That's a different issue. So, and we claim that we are the real inheritor of Ramnath Goenka's legacy. That's a different issue altogether. But Indian Express DNA is like that. With it as anti-establishment, basically earlier establishment of Congress, they were very anti-Congress. Basic question which Sahil is raising, that Indian television channel and social media, the television channels are becoming more entertainment channel. There's no difference between, it's a political entertainment, that's a different kind of entertainment. We copy look and feel of foreign channels. We should look like CNN America,
the Fox.
We should look like Fox, but we don't copy Fox in terms of news coverage. They never do these kind of biased journalism. They never do discussions which are based on totally. There are hardly any discussions. On BBC there are 1 or 2 shows, rest are all news. If they can find news for 24/7, why can't we find? Because what is happening now, journalists are supposed to collect bytes now. Even Sahil, after 20 years of experience, has to collect bytes first, then do anything else. So he has been reduced to byte journalism. Even the editors have been reduced to byte journalism. Some of the editors are good journalists. For example, Rajesh Sardesai did a good job going to villages and small towns for collecting monetization. But when you come to regional perspective, regional papers are still connected with the masses. The difference is between regional and masses, because our English-speaking, foreign-educated media, they have acquired the role of a national builder. And therefore, our politicians want to be seen more on NDTV, CNN, IBN, rather than Marathi channel or Hindi channel. I am associated with the UP channel, because UP politicians prefer to come to my show rather than going to Aaj Tak. Earlier they used to come to Aaj Tak, and now they are coming there. So I find that they think their audiences are in the regional channel. There are more regional channels, there are 6 national channels, and their TRP or their viewership for the last 10 years, Aaj Tak may be number 1 for the last 25 years, but viewership is stagnant for the last 10 years. It is 14% of the total viewership, which is number 1. Sometimes 16%, sometimes 50%. When I was there, it was 65%, 60%.
But that time there were only 3 channels. Sir. I mean, now it is 10, 15 channels.
That's why I am saying, it is being distributed to other channels. It means people want to watch other views also. Your views, they don't want. They should stick to if the core conscience is yours, they should stick to you. Times of India, for example, is the largest circulated paper. It sells about 23 lakh copies, out of which about 19 lakh sells in two cities, Delhi and Bombay. Bangalore. If you take Bangalore, Delhi and Bombay, it is 90% of circulation in these three cities, but still considered to be the opinion maker of the country. So that's what I'm saying. This is a skewed kind of a opinion in the massive Chetarati, few people who have a club of their own. They have gone to the same college, they have gone to the same universities, they belong to the same families, they will form with the silver spoons and they talk to each other. Even if they are liberals, they will go and dine with the only person who is a communal but he has gone to Oxford. And the person in Oxford, he is a Jansangi, he will talk to Rajdeep Sadai, but they will not talk to other people. For example, Bihar. I am giving classic example of Bihar. Nitish Kumar is also darling of the liberal educated people. They thought he is the alternative prime minister because they have to find some figure who can defeat Modi. So they thought Modi, Nitish Kumar was there. Modi won all the seats there, almost. I went there to cover the election. Mine is South paper. I just move around my show. I have been covering, I have covered up almost 15 elections. Parliamentary election, I have covered so many state assembly elections. So I have my sources, I want to meet them. They are not my age. Earlier they were young people, I used to meet them. I went to Bihar. English media in Delhi had almost declared BJP victory. You must have read it. Even Goa, you must have read it.
In assembly.
Everybody. But they will go there, meet Amit Shah people, meet Modi's people, or meet Arun Jaitley's dinner house, gossip he gives all the time, or meet somebody else and come and write me. I went there, I came back, I told one of the top leaders, I don't want to name, that you are not winning more than 50 seats. After that, he has not spoken to me for the last 3 years. Because he was believing that he was winning. And Prabhu Chawla is biased. Though I am considered to be BJP sympathizer, I am giving the BJP top leader some input, which he doesn't want to believe. He wants to believe people who do psychophancy every day. And once he is out of power, I know they will write against him. They have been writing earlier, they will write against him also. So what I am trying to say, the regional press is much, because I contacted the regional editors there, regional reporters there, and now at demonetization, if you go and talk to the villagers, you will find a different perspective. Nobody wants to say, galat kaam hua hai, sab kahenge Modi acha hai. But you scratch your skin, you get everything else. So I am saying India still lives in villages. Regional media is much more popular and the future belongs to them. All the regional papers are growing faster than English media.
Alka, final word. You work in a regional channel. Now you are working in a city-based tabloid. Is the future regional?
I think yes. So sir has said that journalists get well paid and all. I don't know, sir. Tell me where is that job? I will, rush there. Anyway, that is not the picture. That is the glossy picture.
So only few
I'll
people in journalism
I'll
are
interrupt you for
well
1 minute
paid,
only.
sir. I mean,
Sorry to interrupt you. In my 40 years of journalism, I have been editor for almost 27 years now. I have fired more people, hired less, because I believe in firing those who don't work, which I think they don't work. So I have seen the growth of salary people. The question is, I am talking about the middle level and top level. And people are much highly paid this time. As when we joined, I was the highest paid editor in India today. When I was the editor, I was the highest paid journalist in the country. I am not now, because others who are younger than me are much more, double than me what I am getting. So that is, I know the salary of almost, because people apply to me for job from various organizations. So most of the people who are working in the organization, they have worked with me, under me, either in Indian Express or in India Today, because these are the two biggest organizations for which I have been the editor for many years. So I know salaries are much better than now. Earlier, lower levels, yes, at the cameraman level, editors level, video editors level, they are not paid well. But average of a salary at the moment in TV journalism, in national journalism, average salary of a journalist is more than 2 lakh rupees. Editors are almost $1.5 crore.
2 lakh rupees per month, you're saying?
Huh?
2 lakh rupees per month for a normal journalist?
Not normal, I am saying middle level and above.
Okay.
So that is I am talking about. But earlier middle level people used not have. So there is an increase in salaries which are getting, and in crores. There are editors who are getting crores now. That time there were 1 or 2. Now there are almost 2 dozen.
Okay. Alka, finish your point. Yeah.
Handful of journalists, handful of news channel editors getting good salary, that doesn't make the media is paid well. I'm again telling that beyond TV channels,
This is for the students actually.
Yeah, there are a lot of journalists who are less paid, and so corruption and propaganda, influences these journalists that they get paid. Okay, ये news दिखाओ, वो सब शुरू होता है. If we are well paid, I think the corruption level in journalism will go away. Apart from that, I think we are talking to, like you asked me last word, I think what he is trying to say, see, he went to meet Lalit Modi, he had gone and meet Jayalalitha off the record, on record, like all the senior journalists of his wing, if you talk, you will see lot of legwork they have done. Even I am doing, and I believe, I still believe that I am a skilled anchor, studio anchor, but I like field reporting, and that's why I came back to print media. Okay, because understanding the what masses are saying is very important. If you miss that beat of Janamat, then you are lost as a journalist. So to my advice, my whatever you take it as, that do lot of hard work, and I am sure one day you will reach to the ladder of well paid 2 lakh, 2 crore, whatever journalist level in this country. My best wishes to you. Only one thing, that पैशाचा अवमूल्यन एक्झॅक्ट काय मी विसरले इंग्लिश शब्द. सो सर, इन युअर एरा यू वेर पेड वॉट एव्हर इन युअर कम्पेअरिंग
as per the level of that.
बट पैशाचं भारतीय रुपयाचं अवमूल्यन देखील एवढं झालेलं आहे की आजचे 2 लाख रुपये हे तेव्हाच्या 2000 एवढेच आहेत. सो वी हॅव टू अंडरस्टँड दॅट वेन वी आर सेइंग इट इज वेल पेड. अँड इफ आय कम्पेअर वॉट आय एम गेटिंग अँड द काइंड ऑफ हार्डवर्क आय पुट इन माय बिझनेस एव्हरी डे, द काइंड ऑफ ट्रॅव्हल आय डू, द काइंड ऑफ money I put from my pocket to report a story, and I compare my other friends who are working for less hours in software, in automobile, in scientists, in any other businesses. They are much well paid in their business. Sorry to say, but that is the reality of this business. And so corruption and all things are coming.
And I really think that it's not. I mean, I don't know why Prabhuji is so negative today about journalism, but I really don't think that it's that completely bad. I mean, it's neither. I will not say that television journalists are completely unbiased and they are not bite takers and all that. Yes, there is a lot in television journalism who have just done bite journalism and they have remained there itself. They have not grown beyond that. But yes, there is a lot of people who have grown beyond bite journalism and they are doing well. I hope they must be getting more than 2 lakh rupees. But yes, they are doing well. And
I have signed appointment letters, I know who is getting it.
No, they are definitely doing well. And more importantly, now the media is not only confined to print, TV or something, because the digital is expanding it rapidly, you know. And the beauty of digital media is that everyone can be part of it. I mean, it's not necessary that you have to be a trained journalist. I mean, if the era has gone कि कोई story दब गई, mainstream media ने नहीं दिखाई तो ये story बाहर ही नहीं निकल पाई. You have a digital media, you have a digital media platform. No story, you know, you cannot do this कि story दबा दी और हम लोग ने चलाई ही नहीं. Mainstream media ने story, it is expanding. So I don't think that, you know, I think it will be better with the coming days. We are still fighting, and I think it will.
Thanks, sir. Final quick advice to all the students.
I will expand on her what she was saying, because I'm not getting into discussion of good or bad or whatever, media, what it is there. Beyond to Prime Minister, but you must meet a variety of people, and therefore you will be able to get all sorts of news. If you don't meet, even now I meet, I don't report much, but sometime what happens when I'm taking editorial meeting, I'm not saying that I know more than them, but there's fear among senior editors that I might know more than them. So therefore, you must compete with each other in your own organization, that you have more information than your colleague. Best journalism is competitive journalism in which you are the king of content. If you don't have content, views can be anybody's. Even my 4-year-old granddaughter has views now. She scolds me now. 5 years, you tell her something, she says no, yes, no, yes, no. So that is not journalism. You should be content gatherer, content correct, meet as many people as done, irrespective of your party affiliation, irrespective of your whatever. You can meet a criminal, you can meet anybody else, you may get a saint, but meet as many people as possible so that you reflect the right view of the public rather than your own views or a selective view.
So thanks a lot, and big thank you and congratulations to the St. Xavier's College and Department of Journalism for getting us all here on one stage. And a big thank you to all my panelists, because you made my job lot easier. So thank you.
Thank you very much.